I sure didn't expect to someday really enjoy a film about cockfighting. But here we are. Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage and my favorite film of this year so far has been Mari Selvaraj's Kanan. And because of that, I have asked what other Dhanush film I should definitely check out as well. And many people have recommended me 2011's Aadukalam, which was written and directed by Vetrimaaran. It won 6 National Film Awards, including Best Actor for Dhanush. Aadukalam, which translates to Playground, is a Tamil language action drama that is set in the cockfighting world of rural Tamil Nadu. It starts off with a little explanatory voiceover that gives an insight into the tradition of cockfighting and its cultural status as a sport, but also as an art form. But it's also addressed that most countries have banned it because of animal rights, and thankfully the movie tells the gripping story in this world, but doesn't really glorify or romanticize it either. It's also made clear that there was no actual cockfighting involved in making this movie, and that all those scenes were realized through CGI, which is of course the way to go, even if that means that the effects are rather obvious most of the time. After this little introduction, we are introduced to the actual characters of the film, and it becomes apparent immediately that Aadukalam will be a very erratic, raw, gritty and wild experience. In the beginning, the movie is mostly about this rivalry between Karan, a veteran rooster trainer who has been dominating the sport of cockfighting, and Ratnaswamy, a police inspector who happens to be from a family of cockfighting himself, and whose mother can't live with the shame of seeing her son lose time again and again. Pete has a small and loyal team of 3 people who are helping him to train his roosters. Dure, who owns some bars, which gives him some financial support as well, the older Ayub, who functions as their veterinarian, and our main protagonist Karupu, a young and talented guy whose single focus lies on breeding and training roosters for Pete. And also trying to woo the young Anglo-Indian girl Irene, which makes for the film's romantic subplot. The cast of Aadukalam is fantastic and everyone is doing a terrific job in bringing their character to life. Pete is played by V.I.S. Jayapalan, a Tamil writer and political commentator who is making his acting debut in his 60s in this film. He is so great, and he was also rightfully awarded a special jury award at the National Film Awards. The 2 other standouts are Kishore Kumar as Dure and of course Dhanush. He is bringing such a strong energy to the role, and as the movie progresses, also a lot of depth and intensity. But I first really fell in love with his performance when he is just overwhelmed with joy after Irene has told him that she loves him. He's just smiling from ear to ear and dancing through the streets, accompanied by his best friend played by Mudhu Gadas, another nice addition to the pool of characters, and one of the film's several nice songs, composed by G.V. Prakash Kumar. The love interest Irene is played by Taapsee Pannu, who is fine, but I wouldn't call her character a strong point of the film either. It's pretty much the same stuff that you have seen in many other movies. At first she doesn't really like him, and then for really no particular reason, she falls in love with him anyway, much to the opposition of her family. The romance plot adds some nice songs to the film as well as some comedy, and later on it's also embedded into the conflict rather well, but unfortunately I also thought that all of Irene's family scenes were rather cringe.
This is ridiculous, Ma. Tell her what she would miss if she doesn't apply for the scholarship.
Leave us alone, men. I'll talk to her.
You're spoiling my child with your pampering.
They are all talking in this very wooden, dubbed English, and while the rest of the film did a really good job immersing me into this unusual and organic feeling world, those scenes took me out of it each time. But speaking about the world building, Aadukalam takes its time to let us get acquainted with all these characters. All of them have different facets to their personality, which helps tremendously to let this world feel real and grounded. The entire first half basically just establishes all these relationships, only to really turn them onto their heads in the second one. This whole rivalry between the 2 older men is really only the beginning of a much darker and more emotional story that then unfolds in the second half. Pete really becomes the key figure in all of this, and his closest friends, the ones that he has been trained and supported all their lives, become like his own roosters in this almost Shakespearean tragedy. He has been a father figure, maybe even a godfather-like influence, and there's indeed a little music piece that's very reminiscent of the Godfather theme. Aadukalam depicts a world in which everything revolves around cockfighting. It's how these people are living their lives, but it's of course also more than just about these animals fighting against each other. It's about honor, and over the course of its more than 2.5-hour runtime, it becomes a film about ego, about betrayal and manipulation, about a generation shift and envy and jealousy. Again, Jayapalan is fantastic in the role, and it's really captivating to see how he is slowly going down this dark path, losing what has been the one important thing in his life and trying to regain his power and status. And the way it is portrayed and how the other characters are intertwined is quite powerful, and the film's really gaining momentum towards the end. So in German I'd say, Aadukalam gibt uns einen rohen und eindringlichen Geschmack seiner Welt und Charaktere, um dann in der zweiten Hälfte in ein tragisches, intensives, modernes Shakespeare-Stück umzuschlagen. I give Aadukalam 7 out of 10. It's more like 7.4, but I don't do that. Alright, that's it like always. Comment below and let me know what you think about Aadukalam. You can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram and Letterboxd, and also on Patreon, simply at TheJimmyCage. And if you enjoyed this episode, please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like. And make sure you hit that bell for all I have to tell.